Welcome back, trainers, and we have some more news regarding the missing no, or the Ditto with a screw nut on its head. People thought it was a Gen 8 sneak peek or some sort of leak. Come on, they're not going to let that into Pokemon Go so early. That's Gen 8. There's no way. They know people are going to dig around. So let's let's read the tweet. It's quite hilarious because I'm going to tell you my thoughts here after this. Niantic's head of marketing in Japan started tweeting about this Pokemon, indicating it's a tease rather than a mistake. Wait, it's a tease rather than a mistake. So they're teasing Kecleon, because that's what it turned into, because that's what everybody's seeing now. So what's going on here is Community Day for Chikorita has started in certain places, and these are my thoughts. Now, they knew that Chikorita Day was going to be kind of bland, so they wanted to maybe spice things up with a Kecleon, and that's what they did. But what happened was the placeholder was out there for a while, and people were catching that. We're going to look at some footage of that here in just a minute. So that's what I think is going on. It wasn't a teaser. Come on, a teaser of Kecleon with that placeholder? That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen a company do. I mean, not the weirdest, but it's pretty odd, right? Okay, let's move on. The unusual Pokemon has now been replaced by Kecleon. All right, has been replaced by Kecleon, which is the chameleon that we've been waiting for, and now has disappeared. So, was that a tease of the Gen 8 Pokemon that we're going to see in who knows when? Or was it just the Kecleon placeholder? I think we know what the answer is. Alright, there are still reports of this new Pokemon appearing globally in Pokemon Go. I think it's been fixed now. So let's go over to Reversal's Twitter and take a look at what's going on, because there's some pretty interesting things going on over there. Okay, we're over here on Reversal's Twitter here. Now let's go ahead and see what we have. This is his personal image, because I seen the Reversal YouTube there on the side. So nice AR shot before it's gone forever, unless we see this placeholder again. But I highly doubt that. But who knows? Who knows? And here is an image of Kecleon. All credit, of course, to Reversal here. And there it is on the nearby. You know, I'm a little disappointed. I thought it was going to appear. You couldn't even see it on the nearby. You'd have to just randomly get lucky, and maybe it would be kind of a blur next to you, and then you'd have to tap on it. Then you'd go into the catch screen. So it'd be a mystery always. You wouldn't be able to see it on the radar unless you had a friend who was like, hey, it's right here. That's the only way. That would be great, but I guess that's hoping for too much. Now let's go ahead and move on into these images. Look, legitimate images. And we're going to look at a video. I'm going to have to turn the volume down because I think they have it. I was trying to match that cry because the Kecleon cry doesn't sound like the one you're about to hear. And for a moment, I was like, there's no way. This is actually a new Pokemon, really? But then I saw the video of somebody here, so all credit to them. So it turns into a Ditto. I'm going to turn this down because it's going to be kind of loud. Alright, so I'm just going to turn it all the way down because it's way too loud. Alright, so there goes changing, and then, let's see, he finds another one, so watch this. Alright, so you hear that? What cry is that? There's so many Pokemon, and it's kind of hard to tell what that is. But I don't think it's Kecleon. It might be translated into like the newer Pokemon Go sound. So there you have it. Some crazy images and videos, as a matter of fact. It's the same one. Oh no, this is different. So yeah, there it is. Missing no in Pokemon Go. That's a nice little ring to it. So if you're not aware what missing no is, you're like, what in the world are you talking about? If you haven't played any of the old games or anything like that back in the day. First Red and Blue released on the original Game Boy. There was a glitch where you get a Pokemon. It was called the missing number. Basically, that's what it stands for, because there's no number for it. And it was actually supposed to be another Pokemon. I don't know the backstory. Probably should have done a little bit more history. I should know this by now. But nonetheless, it was a glitch. And yeah, it looked like a bunch of blocks and glitchy computer graphics, basically. All right, I'll put a little image up on the side. So pretty crazy stuff going on with this Kecleon Kecleon, which you probably won't see these anymore because, well, they are now this. Let's go take a look. We got a pretty nice big shot here. There you go. Pretty weird still with the question marks. I'm sure it's all going to get sorted out soon, unless when Community Day does drop for the rest of the world, including where I'm at, we're going to see those odd ditto, nut head things, and it might just go back to Kecleon. But I'm pretty sure they can sort it out, and they're not going to make that mistake. It wasn't a teaser. Well, maybe it was. I had a different cry. Who knows? Maybe it's a Gen 8 Pokemon, and I'm just a fool. We got a little new Ditto over here with the animation and everything. That eye really looked similar to Kecleon's eye. I was looking at that for a while as well and kind of comparing them. It's kind of hard for you to see there from the side, but it does. So there you have it for the crazy news of the mystery deal. Little guy there. Look at that. Does that really look like a Pokemon? It kind of, I guess. I don't think so. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at my Mewtwo's because they're starting to stack up quite a bit to the point where I'm just going to have to transfer them. I already just transferred one, and then the next worst one is going to be this one. It has Flamethrower. No, strong defense. So we're going to go ahead and do that because by the end of this event, I'm going to have 100 of them. You'd think I would do more, but I've already done so many EX raids. It's good for the candies, for sure, because if you're pineapping them, you're getting 10 every single time. So it's really nice. Now, we're also going to go over to Pokebattler. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Something I don't really do too often is do the simulators. But it's going to be nice to see how well these Mewtwo's are going to perform up against legendary raid bosses with their new moves. Because if you don't think they're too good, well, think again, because they're actually really nice. For the exception of Flamethrower, for certain situations, it can be good. But for legendary raids at the moment, not so much, okay? It's going to be more for Thunder and Ice Beam. Ice Beam, wow. We're talking third best counters now, up against specifically Kyogre and Groudon. So let's go ahead and go over to Pokebattler and take a look. Okay, so we could do a comparison, say Scyther, but let's go ahead and just go down to tier 4s for now. And Deoxys, yes, they have counters for that, and it's fairly nice site here. These guys have really got their stuff together. So yeah, you should definitely check them out. Link in the description. So let's go ahead and take a look. Say Groudon here. All right. Let's take a look. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. If you're like, wow, yeah, this has been out for some time. Yes. Well, like I said, I don't go on here too often. So it's just so nice to see it all laid out like this. Now we have, make sure we don't have any weather here. Extreme, okay, perfect. Because last time I used this, I had like sunny weather and people were like, nope, you had sunny weather on. That's not right. So yeah, anyways, we're going up against Groudon, right? So best counter is going to be Kyogre with Waterfall and Hydro Pump, then Ho-Oh, Extrasensory and Solar Beam with that massive damage on that Solar Beam. Then Gyarados was a good one as well. Unless it had Thunder, then it's going to go down like bricks with Waterfall, Hydro Pump. Then now we have Mewtwo with Confusion and Ice Beam coming in 4th place. So that's fairly nice. Mewtwo, it's going to take a lot of damage. Nonetheless, it's still 4th place. So there you go. Ice Beam, Mewtwo counter against Kyogre. That just gives you an idea of how well it is. Now, say when Gen 4 comes in and we get Mamoswine and Weavile, those might actually push up. But nonetheless, you're still looking at something fairly good. So if you're thinking about powering one of these up, and you're like, well, should I even waste my, resources on these? Are they even good? Yeah, they're fairly, decent. And think about it too. If you want to attack a gym, you can also use those. Let's go ahead and check out this other one here. Kyogre. Okay, let's see. First up, Raikou. Then second is Mewtwo, Confusion and Thunder. Then Venusaur. So you can see all the information there. It took 47 and then 39 Raikou. So you're going to always want to go with Raikou, obviously. Just power those up. Don't go for Mewtwo for the sole intent of, yeah, I'm going to power a few of these up to be a really good, offensive electric attacker. You may just want to go with Raikou. But as you can see, wow. If you ever do power up one of these Mewtwo that are not a Legacy Shadow Ball, because don't ever change that, you can just fluctuate between Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. Just TM it. Yeah, you might have to, use it quite a bit to get there. But nonetheless, don't power up 2 different ones unless you're just balling like that. All right, so there's the proof there. It's fairly good with these moves. And other than that, let's see what else we have here. I checked Ho-Oh. It was just basically Tyrannitars and Golems, Omnistar, and a few others. Let's see. I do believe it was on here for Zapdos. It's not like you're going to need, this Mewtwo to go up against these. This is just to give you an idea that, yes, in fact, they're actually pretty okay. So going up against Zapdos, first you're going to have Golem. I'm assuming because it's resisting the electric attacks, which is having more longevity in the battle there. Then Tyranitar and Mewtwo with Confusion and Ice Beam. So, wow, Mewtwo, very nice. So there you have it. Thank you, Pokebattler. And let's go hop back into the game. Okay, now I'm thinking about powering up another one of these just for it to be one of these elemental attackers. Definitely not going to be a flamethrower. It's going to be either Ice Beam or Thunderbolt. Like I explained, I'm just going to TM it whenever I want one or the other. This one's a 91 or a 93. I was pretty tempted to power it up, but guess what? Tomorrow I'm going to become best friends with Scarlet. So hopefully we're going to try to do a duo and then also a Mewtwo trade possibly. We'll see what happens. Maybe I can get unlucky because I'm crossing my fingers for that, because if it is, I'll just max that one out. So there you have it. Mewtwo is good with his new moves. So yeah, don't be scared to use your resources and power one up, but use the move Ice Beam or Thunderbolt. That is recommended. All right, trainers. And with that said, thank you for watching. And before we go, let's go ahead and take a look at my Pokedex so you can see how many I've actually seen now and how many have ran from me. So I've seen 46 and caught 44. So only 2 have ran. That's not bad. And I'm looking all right. Plus a lucky. Actually, that's looking great. Let's be honest. It was weird to have my first Mewtwo run. I was in a conversation, so I was kind of not really thinking about it. But then when I watched the footage, I was like, what in the heck? Oh, man, that thing really did run. So thanks for watching, trainers. And now I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.